Hello, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. My name's TheoSophia, and we're here about spiritual awakening, raising consciousness, becoming the truth of who you truly are. So, I was taking a few minutes here to get ready with what we're going to talk about today, because today is the Eye of Horus Day. If you don't have one, remember it's for protection and also a higher consciousness in your mindset about what the third eye sees, what you put into action, how you speak. Now, last Thursday we had Isis come, one of our goddesses, and I hope you enjoyed that. If you have questions about that, you can certainly tell me. I haven't even, let's see, good morning, Carol. Good morning, Marby, Annie, Barbara Ward, and Marby again. But after I do a channeling, you can also always ask me. So today's kind of following Isis, but her counterpart was Horus, who is also one of the gods that came to me. So not that I'm going to channel him today, but we're going to more also see the other cards that came. The Knight of Air. Events that occur within great speed. Take time to carefully review your options and have creative solutions. So we're talking about using that third eye for creativity, hearing, listening, putting into the world. And then our final card that came was the simplicity of it all. So let me read that one to you, and then we'll try to put them all together, like my higher self, higher experience of me likes to do. Today I choose to simplify my life. As I do so, my burdens lighten. I release my ego's need to understand, to prove, and to control. Instead, I undertake every task with an open and a humble heart. Seeing through the eyes of a child, I discover life in all its wonder and simplicity. As the complications and chaos of the mind fall away, I remember I am one with the light. And the first memory we had from Isis is our words manifest. Thoughts are things. So we want to be aware of what we're not only thinking, but now what we're saying. Sometimes I hear people say, well, I don't want to lie. Well, there's a lot of ways to be honest and truthful, and you don't have to tell everybody everything you know. It's how you preface it and how you state it. Now, let me read you the card of Horus. And he was the counterpart of Isis. Your thoughts are magic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. And this is true for that person within you that's understanding that you have capacity to manifest. Thoughts are things. What is it that you want to manifest? For everyone here, it's probably something different. Good morning, Lauren. Thanks for everybody for coming. And if you have a question about this subject, certainly you can ask me. But so we see that the cards are speaking, the higher experience is speaking, to have it be simple and to not feel so overwhelmed about what the mind's doing. It's the ego that makes it tiresome and overwhelming, and you keep going over and over and over it again. Yeah, then that's when you know something's going on within you that isn't in the light. because the light doesn't have a necessity to repeat, 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 repeat. It's a thought. It is. Now, I have one more person who came. Probably, even though it's in the card deck, not too many people talk about her. And it's Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. Look at that winged heart over her chest. Isis, Horus, and now Holy Amethyst all have wings. Metatron also has a set of wings. And as we'll continue our journey, we'll find out how many have at some point been a divine angel or are still a divine angel, but it is a part of their makeup. So move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. So instead, if what your mind is focusing on is the chaos, the disturbances, how the world is, one quick movement makes that difference. Take a breath and what would I love it to be like? Because some people get disturbed that then it's in the future. But unless we make a statement as if it's now, it will never be now. We have to make the statement as if it's right now. So here Lauren responds, I want to get my creativity flowing again. Interesting statement to me. Right away, I see painting, I see drawing, I see writing, all kinds of things you could do, Lauren. Maybe others that are here could do the same thing. What's stopping you? Chaos? The daily world that's kind of going by each day. You sit back to relax in the evening, and what had you accomplished? Creativity is something that helps you feel like you've accomplished. Last night, I wrote for hours, but I accomplished something. Words that I was feeling that were moving through me. It doesn't need to be a masterpiece. It needs to be you. It's allowing the part of you to experience and place itself. Yes, the daily world. I hear what you're saying. A lot of people have that issue, and that's what I'm trying to say by the chaotic world. Where is the world? Let's go back over this discussion if you've forgotten. The world lies within your heart. A wonderful artist up here. I'm going to show you my soul. Let's see if I can get it to show. See where that world is? This is from 1996. Yeah, it's right there in my heart. That's how I know it's so, because we are all one. So when we think of the world as out here, there's no way we could have control of it. But if we understand that when we're asked to create peace on earth, let's find the peace inside ourselves. Yes, you make it bigger in your mind. You make it something that there's not possible to have control of. Where when it becomes a part of your own heart, and it's a part of your own journey as you're moving towards a greater love and honor and respect, those things will manifest starting around you with people who are around you. And eventually, like we can see in the last few weeks, the world has changed. Someone, or enough of someone's, discovered to hold peace and joy in their hearts. Now we must join that if we want that also. If you don't, then you need not to. But it sounds to me like some people, which I know is always true, want to discover that in their world. Peace, harmony, joy. And we do so by thinking positive. Thinking about the good. Thinking of how much you are. how you are a good person, how you are about loving yourself. You must start with yourself first. So let's think for a minute. I'm going to ask you straight out, how many people here can actually say that you are in love with you? Let's give it a minute. I'm not sure you'll write an answer. That's okay. I can feel your answers. And a lot of indecision. And that's what healing is about. It's not something we generated to. We're here to help. We're here to help you discover what love is, how you are the love, and then how you, in your journey, will touch other people in the world, kind of like what's happened, not to bring up Horus, but look how the world has decided that they've gotten permission to be happy. You may not think of it as the same way, and that's okay. But it was very interesting to me how it was like a magnet. People realizing they don't have to be negative if they don't want to be. I do love myself, and I'm working on it every day to accept and live my shadow self and not blame others. Well, here's my thought to you. I do not think by living your shadow self is loving you. And that may be against what you've taught, but you need to find your divine self. And I'll give you a minute to contemplate that. The shadow self is just that. It's a shadow. It's not the truth. So I would like and encourage all of you, and I will hold it in my heart that you all, it's not just, oh, I love myself. Loving yourself and working through all the things where you, over eons of lifetimes, have chosen not to. It's a journey. This journey here where I've gotten, it's taken me 40 years just in this lifetime. And sometimes people don't get it. It's not just, oh, yeah, no, I love myself. I would say most everyone here doesn't. You don't understand what those words mean. So let me see here what this, something's in my way. All right, Barbara, doing mirror work, locking into my eyes and saying I love you until I feel the emotion, not just the words. Emotions are in that second chakra, not a divine part of you. So my next journey with you would be to have you to sit within your heart, which will take you beyond all emotion, similar to the shadow self, to any other chakra. And eventually you'll take that up into your crown. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of steps, a lot of experiences. You want to think of every action you do every day. Are you appreciative of it? Is there a loving purpose behind it? The thoughts you think of yourself? These are all loving experiences that where you can't make that happen yet, then you need to take a deep dive into why can't I? What's so difficult? So I'm going to take you to another level, Barbara, and you may have cords from that second chakra up to the heart, and a lot of interesting things. You know, healing is a thing that for each person is different because we've all lived a lot of different lives. And love is the one component that we are all born out of love. If you've ever heard of the rainbow angels, how God and Mother came together and slewed out all these rainbow angels, which are us, in all the many different colors, red, blue, purple, the colors of the chakra. And then they decided they were so full of happiness from us, they had to go to somewhere else and spur out more of the same. And we were left in the garden under the help of angels who let us have time to go, well, I like your color. I want some of you. Maybe we took some purple, or maybe we took a speck of blue, or maybe some yellow. And it brings us then to the confusion of the truth of what ray we're here really on. So the whole journey is about the discovering of, well, who are you really? And that person that I'm talking about loving, who are you? And there's a great set of books by Cian Dion, and she writes about the coming of God and how God distributed and changed into the loving God we know and have today. So you see, there's always so many books, there's always so many perceptions that you learn just a little more niche of who you are and how you got here, and helps you to understand. It's not just I love me, it's that word love, when it's spoken, when you have achieved it, it has no ending. And it encompasses the earth that lies within you. And that's how you, over time, get there. So, any questions, other comments so far? So let's all take a moment as we're sitting and assume there's a bright light in our crown chakra. And we're going to bring that light first down into our third eye. If you have a paper there, you might want to make a note. And what do you see there? Is there a color? Is there thoughts? Everyone's going to be different. Because no matter what you think, we're all in a different place. We are all unique and beautiful. But you have to get to that understanding that there's a beautifulness about you. Not like how you look on the outside. It's very interesting to me that I discovered that people who radiate their heart are beautiful. People who have no idea how to do that are the ones that are lost in their mind and in patterns over time. So everyone has the capacity to get to where their heart radiates that truth. And when you hear someone who walks in the room and everybody can feel it, it's true. But that person is one who loves not only themselves, but everyone in the room, no matter who they've been or who they've done, what they've done. Because love is all there is. And it's the judgments, the criticisms that we've been taught by the laggards, if you've heard the story. We all lived like an Eden at one time. And I can say that because I was one of the beginning beings. And it was brought to us that there were these horrible laggards that no matter where they were put, could not find their way. So this little ego part of everyone said, oh yeah, sure, we can take care of that. No problem. They'll learn it all from us, right? Well, what do you think happened? It worked out that we all became a little bit of the laggard, or a lot of the laggard. It didn't go away. What they had forecasted was true. We are not. The truth who had become us at that point was not capable of transforming the laggard. Let me see. That's true. I won't say that that's not error. So anyway, let me finish my little story here. So we now sit in a world that has divine angel beings and all from in between to a laggard. So that's why there's a healing process that we must go through if you're deciding to be um, a person that wants to understand light. Because as you go through yourself, you will begin to understand that and embrace, let's say, one of the things is shame. My first teacher, Luis de la Lama, told me the greatest healing comes from when you begin to get to where you can tap into shame. And it may not be from this lifetime. It could be another lifetime. And when you can then start with like subconscious work and release that shame, you are unveiling another part of you. And for me, almost every journey that I've done, I could feel different the next day. I talked different. I was more laid back, more easy, willing to be. So, just saying, that's what healing is about. And it doesn't have to be hard. It's being willing to see beyond the illusion. Beyond the illusion is your truth, the love. And the more you get to it, the more you see. Very interesting. Thank you, Barbara, for your insight. Any questions? So I'm going to come back to you, Lauren. I love you for being able to be the example. You said you love yourself, and then you quickly renege on it, that you want to live your shadow self, which is the ones with the illusion, that part of you. So you need to love the shadow self so much that it dissipates and it's not necessary, because then you can be willing to be the love you are. You see? Very cool. So these people that we're talking about, Horus, Isis, I didn't pull her card, is saying, to make it simple. Let me reread that again. Today I choose to simplify my life. As I do so, my burdens lighten. I release my ego's need to understand, to prove, and to control. Instead, I undertake every task with an open, humble heart. Seeing through the eyes of a child, I discover life in all its wonder and simplicity. As the complications and chaos of the mind fall away, I remember that I am at one with the light. And that's what I'm talking about today. I can remember one time early when I was told to go out on a planet and see myself alone with a tree. Well, my mind, I can remember, went nuts thinking of all the things and all the fears. And later, years later, okay, that's all right. That's good. I do want you to love your shadow self. That I can now be on that planet just with a tree and know that I'm not alone. Because all those voices, there's 144,000 parts of our being that are all there for us to heal, for us to embrace, love them, and bring them into the whole. There's 76,000 nerve endings, nadis, on either side of our body. Who's to know how many lifetimes you've lived? But I know for myself, I've lived 149,000. And in that, a lot of things happened. A lot of choices were made. A lot of things were said and done. I'm not unique or different. We're all like that. Some of the greatest teachers have even been in more lifetimes. There need be no shadow, is what I'm saying. She's asking me. In other words, that I accept all of me, but I realize I need to incorporate shadow into the light. That's correct. I would never define that there's a shadow within me. For I've looked at that. I've healed that. I've done that. And I'm not saying that from an ego space. It's a lot of work. It's a long time. A lot of tears, a lot of aches. But today, as we're starting to work here with the gods of the universe, I want you to begin to have that capacity to understand they too have been to that degree of understanding. All lies within us. And as we embrace it with the love, a transformation and a lifting of raising consciousness occurs. And that's what it is about. Everyone's at a different place, and everyone's at a different level. Now, Thoth, who spoke a few weeks ago, he's the one of the things he does is he's a scribe as he stands at the place where the book who has everybody and everything in it, and who they've been and how they've transformed. I have been there, I have seen that book, but I don't know if you're aware that your experience of existence is also in that book. Something keeps coming up here today. So what I'm saying is absolutely true. The journey here we have is about rising consciousness, becoming the truth of more of who we are. Big ones for me: abandonment and betrayal, realizing expectations of others and realizing the God source. Good, Barbara. There are still things that need this beautiful love you hold. That's what it's about. And as you, let's say, go to one, abandonment. In the work I do, I like to think of them as the inner child. There's more than one. And find all the inner children that have been abandoned for many different reasons. And as you bring them into a collective, there can be one that makes that voice for them. And as you begin to release the black fabric or unleash the cords, or let go of the reasons you had to learn that to understand unity and oneness, there will be a huge achievement. And you will be different, not only because you as one person has made a difference, but maybe there was 5,000 of them there. In a moment, 5,000 parts of you are healed. So that next moment, you're totally different. And you get it. In that moment, you're getting that you are unified. You see? That's the power of healing. The power of walking that path of discovery of who you are. And then someday when you say, I am the love, you will understand it through 144,000 parts of you. That makes the aura grow, the consciousness of what we hold grow, and our impact upon the world be different. That's how it all works. So Lauren says, years ago I started waking up and seeing writing on walls and ceiling. Once I started to make out words. I guess you didn't finish. But that would say to me that you were in an Egyptian room. There, we all have within our solar plexus an Egyptian room that is walls of Egyptian writing about who we are. Not beginning to say at this moment you can all go there and understand, but it is there. So at certain times, apparently some part of you was showing you. And when you saw certain words, that was where you were meant to be working on at that time. It's all a wonderful experience and all like an investigative journey. But what you're investigating is you. Who are you? Where have you been? And, you know, for all the beautiful people in light that are working on their journey now who are a witch, they can certainly let that go because there's such a collective of consciousness who understood that was an illusion. It wasn't anything wrong with understanding about the cosmos. Horus, what did that say? Cosmic gateway. Right. You can see the little eye of Horus right here. And right on today. Here's somewhere it must have fell off. Yeah. So there's so much. It's just books after books, after study, after study, after teacher, after teacher. There's so much to begin to understand the self and to begin to sit in calm and peace and harmony and know that you're not waiting for it to come to you, that you've become it. That's what makes it all different. A store clerk said I had a golden aura and I was her favorite. She touched my mouth. I really can't confirm or whatever that because I don't know if there's moments that does happen to you. I do not happen to see that. But a golden aura would be of a huge ascended master. So there I go. These are decisions for you to discover about you. But what I found is it isn't about what other people say because they might not be able to see more than you. It's about what you feel. And I can't imagine someone with a golden aura would still have the aches and pains that you sometimes share. So, you touched your heart. Yes, and that could be the way that person healed people. We don't know. But I'm saying there will come a day where each one of you will have that moment. I am the light. I am the expression of God. We all become a vessel for God. I'm a vessel right now for Him and His love. He wants you to understand it's possible. It's never have to stop and expect anything less than the truth of who you are under all these lifetimes of the journey you've made. That's what Earth is about. Earth is about where we can all come, and we have a process of growing and learning. Saint Germain brought us all the vile flame. You know, before then, we had to actually meet a person to let go of whatever happened 3 lifetimes ago with each other. And he went before the karmic board and got it approved that he could bring forth the violet flame and let people do the violet flame. You can do the violet flame on people you don't know. You have permission. And what it does is release karma. So we have a little CD from the I Am Sanctuary that blazes the violet flame in our home and all around us all day long. All day long. So you can do that for yourself. Lauren, me too. I used to see writing in my ceiling and walls, but I wasn't able to read and understand the words though. So get excited. As you grow more, you're going to see and understand. There'll be a voice in your head as you take your hands over those hieroglyphics and they'll speak to you. That's what you're finding inside of you. And they're bringing it because they want you to become curious. Who am I? What is this? And between you and it are more issues that you must evolve. Trusting in what you see, trusting in what you speak, trusting your heart. There's so many different things. But that's very exciting. And yet to have 2 people here that have had the same visual. I will agree at one day there was a day I also saw that. But there also was the day I went in and understood. So it can happen. We're making it happen. the light and the consciousness of God is becoming so much more present everywhere. But we also need to have an understanding that it's within us, and God and the relationship with Him has to happen. I have so many people that have all these thoughts, but they've not really talked to God or have Him right there like He's inside you, Him and Mother. So that's another piece that has to come. Yes, well, you were right. But you've got to get to where everything's working in harmony so that you can see, you can hear it, you can express it. They all have to work in harmony, and it's all about lessons from the past. Well, I went on for a little bit, huh? Any questions? I'm grateful to Lauren and Barbara for sharing. Annie, do you have any questions? Or Marby or Carol? It's not like that. You know, when I went to Thailand and we became we studied for a month and learned how to sing the Sanskrit ceremony to get the Bija mantra. And that was the whole starting of another whole journey. Well, Douglas and I, we traveled around the country, but all the interacting with all the people was itself such a healing in their perceptions and how they felt. And it was almost like we had to laugh afterwards because from the first one to the second one, what people came up and said was identical. So that's how we really began to have God show us everyone's actually identical. They just don't realize it. Their fears, their doubts, their wonders are all the same. So it was a powerful experience for us. Isis is his counterpart, which they spoke on Thursday. I remember you were late. Were you able to go back and listen to her? She gave you some great options on what to start doing for healing, and it wasn't really so odd. I had not thought of it that she was going to sing so much because she is the sword of the tongue. Okay, anybody else? It's a wonderful journey to be on, and I suggest writing about it every time a revelation comes to you. Writing is powerful. Like when I would go to work, something would get me angry. I learned, I'm angry, I'm angry, I'm angry, I'm angry, I'm angry. And eventually in 5 minutes it would be dissipated. But I also wrote down what caused the anger, so I could find it within myself to let it go. So a lot of understanding in the journey of healing and where you're going. So all these beings that are going to be coming forward, and this is a powerful image for me, the Knight of Air. And this speaks to me when they say, you're not alone. Yeah. And there's a light. And you have light upon your head, above your head, and all around you. You have angels. You have guardian angels. You have a pyramid of people all around you. Orisis was the husband to Isis. Okay? So, any questions? No? I guess I better get going then. I want to give everybody a tip. My hair, I didn't touch it, just parted it. We got ourselves one of those things that takes all the bad stuff out of the water in the shower. We used to have one when we moved, got lost, so I just found one again. What a difference. Just natural hair and not having whatever else is in the water. So now I'm looking for one that has, you can replace your faucet. So if anyone sees one, let me know because I'm very sensitive to everything. And heads up, um, even the water felt like softness. Not anything in it. It shows you all the different things it has in there that it's taking out of the water that's coming in. And it was wonderful. So there's my tidbit on that for today in this world, because it's always about figuring out how do we live as divine in this world where there tends to be so much other things. And it's possible, and you'll be able to do it. I'll see you tomorrow with another. Many blessings.